Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Make sure you come on in and hit that like button. Come on in and hit that like button. Come on in and hit that subscribe button. Cool. Yep, today's gonna be an interesting topic. This evening's gonna be an interesting topic. What's going on? What's going on? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Get your ass up. It's time to go to work. Happy Monday. Well, Monday is ending, actually. Monday is coming to an end. So hopefully you got out here and made as much money as you can. Hopefully you got out here and bust your ass and, figure something out, right? Because once upon a time, well, not once upon a time, what's the word I'm looking for? In a minute, in a short time, there's going to be a time where you ain't going to be able to do what you can do right now. So you best believe you need to get up off your ass and get to it. This phone is dead. But make sure you come on in, hit that like button. Make sure you come on in and hit that subscribe button. We're gonna let some more people go ahead and get up in here. I'm sure a lot of people weren't expecting me to go live this evening. Y'all probably used to me going live in the morning time or early afternoon. But we're gonna let some more people get in here. Go ahead and get this show on the road. Y'all already see the title, so y'all have a clue about what we're about to be talking about. Man, it's been a crazy few days, man. It has been a crazy few days, right? The continuous fight with the left versus right, right? Everybody's trying to play the blame game. Everybody's trying to pin something on another. Nobody's really standing for truth. Legacy media, their pants have been watering for this moment, right? They've been looking for the thing that's going to be in circulation for the next 6 months to a year. They've been waiting on the story. Feds, what's going on? FDs, what's going on? The legacy media has been waiting on stories that's going to take them through the year. This was their bonus right here. This story, the Charlie Kirk story. This was their bread and butter, right? All legacy media, Fox News, right, or Cock News, CNN, or should I say BNN, Bullshit News Network, MSNBC, or should I say MSN Bullshit News, right? They've been waiting, right? Now they about to cash out on all they ad revenue, right? You said legacy. What legacy do they leave? Legacy media, right? Older media. They're the older media. That's what that means. But I should put a poll in here. You said, why are white men so spiritually weak in the United States of America? I don't know why white men are so spiritually weak in America, right? White men are so spiritually weak in America, maybe because they've been handed everything throughout history. They're used to cheating, right? They're used to cheating their way to the top. So now that they have to compete with the whole world, they don't know how to handle it, especially in the United States of America, right? So that's why, Aaron, that's to answer your question. That's why they're so spiritually weak, right? They don't really stand for anything, right? Their Christianity, their morals are immoral. They try to put this fake morality on everybody else and think that nobody else is going to fight back, or nobody else was going to rise up, or that they were going to hold power for forever. That's to answer your question, Aaron, right? To answer your question, that's why. Right? I hope I answered your question with much clarity, right? I hope I answered your question with much clarity. More emotionally weak people all around. Yep. So we got people up in here now. So, let's dive into the topic, right? America has selective morality. I've been reading the comments, on my, videos, my late videos as of recent, right? And everybody, and let me put this out here first and foremost, disclaimer. I do not condone any kind of political violence against anybody, right? Neither would I personally celebrate any kind of death. I'm not a death celebrator. That's not what I do. I'm more strategic and more, diabolical than that. To me, celebrating death is a form of weakness, right? And the latter is also a form of weakness. So just to throw that out there, I do not celebrate or condone any of that at all. Boom. Right? Now let's get into the meats and potatoes. America has an issue with choosing, right? Choosing when and when not to be moral, right? Vic Morris, yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski. America has a problem with picking and choosing when and when not to be moral. See, this is why you have half the country split, right, on politics. This is why you have half the country split on the Charlie Kirk situation, right? Because America doesn't really have the room, right? America doesn't really have the room to critique people on morality. I had people all in the comment section, and mind you, I'm just a speaker of truth. I'm calling a spade, right? We're seeing the exact same things, right? That was happening with the BLM, right? With the BLM trickery, with the BLM terrorist, right? We're seeing the exact same thing that happened back then in 2020, 2019, 2021, right? We're seeing the exact same things on the right. And people are getting upset at me because I'm calling what it is. The right is pulling the same playbook, right? So now instead of this minority being a victim, instead of this minority being a victim, now what the right is trying to paint, the picture that they're trying to paint is that now, for whatever reason, that white men are the true victims of society now, or the real victims of America now, right? Both sides are guilty at this, right? Both sides are guilty of this. And I'm calling the right out. I'm calling it right out. It's like, hey, wait, time out. Time out. Wait. I thought y'all stood for something different. I thought this was a pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I thought we weren't pulling victim cards. Hold up, wait. Pause. So now you're telling me, right? Y'all trying to pull the victim card for whites now? Right? And like I said, a heinous act is a heinous act, no matter the color, creed, religious background. But America has a serious issue with trying to be selective on who gets to live and who gets to die. Right? Are y'all understanding? Vic Morrison, see, idiocy. What the hell are you talking about? Either add to the conversation, right? See, this is my this is exactly the problem with America. Dumb ass, illogical, weak men. You're so weak. Y'all are so weak. Instead of adding to the conversation, to build upon the conversation, to talk about what's actually going on so everybody can thrive in the country that we're in, you want to talk about no one's upset. You just don't matter. Fucking get out of here. Get out of here. Fucking bullshit ass men. This is why we're in a predicament right now. The right is filled up with weak men. The left is filled up with weak men. Everybody is being led by weak men. This is why men in general are in the predicament that we're in right now. We have no true leaders, right? And the leaders that are actually in place, they're weak as hell. Right? They're weak as hell. Weak. And that's the problem. Nobody, let me put the moderations on. Great Blackness said, they're getting exposed. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they know they weak. Just like a lot of the guys in the comment section, no nothing. No face, no nothing. Weak, just keyboard warriors. Everybody's somebody behind the keyboard. But when it comes to real life, most of you ninjas are incels, right? Y'all don't get any pussy, right? You can't get married. Most of y'all are not having children, right? You can't do anything. You play on a video game. Right? Weak as hell. You get your dick get hard by saying the hard ER. Look at these niggas. Your asshole get wet. Right? Bunch of pussies. Bunch of pussies. And I'm the type I don't feel bad for anybody. I don't feel bad for anybody. Right? Because I truly believe that if you want it, you can go get it. But there's so many men who want to cope. Copium ass ninjas. Right? You want to cope. Right? Oh, we're losing our country. This is happening. This is most of y'all are losers. Losers. Talking about you losing your country. Ninja, you haven't even gained discipline over yourself. You ain't even gained discipline on yourself talking about you losing the country. Ninja, you ain't got a piece of shit. You ain't got a pot to piss in talking about something you losing your country. Fuck out of here. If you did, you'll be walked and used. This is how you turn into a simp. Right? Bunch of nobodies. Bunch of brainwashed twats up in this bitch. Bunch of brainwashed twats. Can't lift a 20-pound dumbbell to save your goddamn life. Everybody want to call for a war. America ain't ready for no war. Any kind of war. You fat sloppalopasauruses. Everybody. America leads in obesity, high blood pressure, all kinds of shit. Talking about some war. Ninja can't even run half a mile before dying. Talking about war. Like y'all everybody want to talk about war like this some shit that you just throw out like lightly. This shit ain't no game. This shit ain't no joke. Everybody war, civil war. What are you talking about? Man, if y'all bitches don't get up off your ass and go and create something, that's what's wrong. Everybody's too see, it's a trickle down effect. You selective morality assholes, right? It's a trickle down effect. Right? Most men in America right now, they have no kind of creativity, right? Everybody's losing jobs left and right. They don't know what to do. So y'all are quick to get brainwashed instead of tapping in. Tap in. This is what the chaos is supposed to do. It's supposed to squeeze your bitch ass, right? It's supposed to squeeze until you make a move, until you step into your purpose. Nobody wants to step into their purpose, right? Everybody want to feed into the lies. Everybody want to feed into the games. Everybody want to feed into the left versus right. Everybody want to feed into, they're taking our country. The immigrants are taking our country. The immigrants ain't doing shit but coming over here and dominating, bitch ass boy. That's what the immigrants are doing. Ain't nobody taking no jobs. Them motherfuckers went to school, got a dang on software engineering degree, got one of the highest paying jobs at dang on Google, or he went to medical school, became a doctor, and he got up there. That's what he did. Ain't nobody taking no goddamn jobs. You ain't about to work the job of the Mexicans. You ain't about to do that shit. Motherfuckers want to talk about motherfuckers taking their country. Motherfucker, if you love your country, right? This is how I can tell. Like, y'all ain't real patriots, man. Right? I can tell. A lot of people just, all they do is they just talk. Motherfuckers ain't no real patriots. Y'all ain't no real patriots. Motherfuckers just talking. If you was a real patriot, you'll pick your ass up off your shit and go to school, right? If that's required. We already know the whole spiel with school. If you really love your country, you will go and create. If you really love your country, that's how you fight. You fight economically, right? You fight with knowledge, right? You get up off your ass and go get some money. That's how you fight. But everybody wants to be selective and picking and choosing and picking, right? America don't have the leeway to pick and choose no goddamn morality. Y'all are funny as hell. Y'all, let's talk about it. Y'all are funny as hell. Picking and choosing who gets to live and who gets to die. Shut up, right? And now the right is saying, oh, yep, they're talking about Charlie Kirk. They celebrating it, mind you. I just said I don't condone any kind of celebration, ninja. Right? However, if that is a part of freedom of speech, and mind you, a company can, if a company feels like that just jeopardizes their brand or what have you, yeah, then they have the right of, to terminate that relationship. Right? They have the right to terminate their relationship. Cool beans. But where we have the problem is, where the problem arises, and see, a private business can do whatever a private business wants to do. I have no problem, right? If you up there celebrating and cheering over a man's death, and a private business says, hey, we don't tolerate that. We don't care if he was right, left, in between, gay, straight. Nah, we not doing that. You all on social media represent, okay, a private business have the right. Where I have the problem is the administration, right? The administration going about their way, right? To pick and choose, look around, hey, make sure y'all looking for people, right? This is their exact words. Make sure y'all look for people who are making fun of this so they can be terminated from their jobs. That's what the administration is doing. Nah, that's not freedom of speech. That's some communist type shit. Right? You don't get to do that. That's a total violation. Right? If freedom of speech is freedom of speech, I don't care. Listen, like I said, I personally wouldn't do it, but if somebody wants to celebrate how they want to celebrate, or they want to say their piece on how they feel, this is America. They can say whatever the hell they want to. Right? But now everybody picking and choosing, well, I think it's immoral. I think it's immoral and evil that, man, y'all shut the hell up. Y'all want to pick and choose what y'all want to say is evil. Man, there's thousands and thousands of murders and beheadings that's uploaded to social media every single goddamn day. Right? School shooting after school shooting after school shooting, all kinds of shit. People making videos and look at this shit right here. Man, ain't nobody thinking about no social media murder until it was dang on Charlie Kirk. Right? If the country was really about eradicating evil, they'll monitor these social media platforms that are allowing people to upload murders and all kinds of travesties, ninja. I've seen all kinds of shit on social media. Right? I've seen all kinds of shit on social media. You seen car accidents, people laying there and, on their shit. Right? I've seen all kinds of stuff. So people you don't get to pick and choose who gets to live and who gets to die and what gets to be said about what. That ain't American. Right? I don't care what the hell Trump said. That ain't American. That's bullshit. The same shit that the right was complaining about, are we losing their jobs? And mind you, I'm standing on the same thing that the left had did. Nah, that was wrong. People were losing their jobs because they was talking about BLM and they was talking about George Floyd and they was talking about the COVID and all of that stuff. Nah, people shouldn't have lost their jobs. People had the right to fight back and to say what they feel, right? People were losing their livelihoods, right? Over vaccines that they didn't want to take. That was their right and that was their freedom to refuse vaccines, right? And to talk about the government was trying to force vaccines on the people. Hell yeah, you get to talk about it. Why do they get to lose their jobs about that? I agree with it on both ends of the spectrum. So now that we're in 2025, now motherfuckers want to say, oh, yeah, they don't get to pick on Charlie Kirk. They don't get to do this. Why not? Why not? Why? Because you liked him? Nobody gets to talk about, nobody gets to celebrate nothing because you liked him? Right? Nobody gets to say anything? So people are picking and choosing just based off this circumstantial situation, right? Which is a travesty. Like I already said, it's a travesty. But if I want to say whatever I want to say, then boom, I get to say whatever I want to say. But the government trying to pinpoint people, like I said, I understand a private business saying if you get caught up with your private employer, right? If you get caught up with your private employer and they don't like your stance on something, hey, right? The relationship is mutual, right? They have the right to terminate you based on their own belief system. Yes, sir. Right? Unless you can prove otherwise. But the government pinpointing people, telling people to go after people, look for negative comments, make sure y'all go out there and look for negative comments about Charlie Kirk. Right? If you have if they have a visa or something like that, if they here on citizenship, right? Or some kind of work visa or something, look at them and make sure they're not picking on Charlie Kirk. Man, that ain't American. That's anti-American. And the reason why I say that, it's not like people are making threats against the president of the United States or a member of Congress, right? Or a member of government. That's completely different. That's completely different. Right? And now people listen, and the crazy part, and the other crazy part is, man, it gets so crazy. It gets so crazy. These motherfuckers, most people, right? Most people have not even heard of Charlie Kirk before his death. Come on now. Now everybody out here faking and flogging your favorite YouTuber. Listen, your favorite YouTuber over there try to fake like they mad. Ninja done uploaded 50 videos, Ninja. He about to make sure he get his ad revenue. Ninja done uploaded 50 videos plus 3 live streams. Ninja about to make $1 million off this shit. Right? These fake ass YouTubers, right? Or these fake ass folks talking about, oh, that was my friend and all of this, bro. Most folks ain't even heard of Charlie Kirk. They ain't even heard of Charlie Kirk. The reason why people are so much in an uproar, right? People are in so much of an uproar. I'm going to tell you just like this. There is so much of an uproar because, one, they seen the video. Y'all know what video I'm talking about. The up close and personal video. Yeah, it was it was ugly, right? And on top of seeing the video, which creates this trauma response in their head, right? The politicians are telling them exactly how they should feel. Right? No, you're not listening to me more. I didn't say that they're not a big company, right? They're not a big company. I'm not saying that they're not a big company. Most people did not know who they were. Most people did not know what Turning Point was. Just because, listen, everybody that listened to dang on, just because somebody know Lil Uzi, don't mean everybody know Lil Uzi. Right? Just because somebody know this person or a good portion of people know this person doesn't mean all. Right? I've talked to several people. From multiple backgrounds. A lot of people didn't even, they probably came across one video, right? One video. They said, oh, I've seen him come up on my page, but I didn't really watch him like that. Right? They may have heard of him. Most people didn't pay attention to him like that. Right? And who the hell watches the whatever podcast? I mean, yeah, they got an audience, but I mean, come on, bro. But most people did not know who they, and then depending on the generation that you're talking to as well, right? If they were over 30, they damn sure don't know who no Charlie Kirk is, right? His audience was a 25 and below audience, typically Gen Z, right? Moy says, I think it's because he was a good man and many people identify with that because in modern times, not many people with good values and he was a really good speaker. Right? Right? But boy, I'm gonna use you as an example. Love you, boy, but I'm gonna use you as an example, Ninja. Right? Selective morality. Because who are you to say that just because you viewed him as a good person don't mean that he didn't hurt other people in the process? Who are you? He was a good man. Well, MLK was allegedly a good man, but allegedly he had some concubines and mistresses and all kinds of other stuff, Ninja. So, I mean, that only goes so far. Right? And there's only one person that I believe that can judge a man based on his heart, and he don't even live in this universe. There's only one person that can judge a man based on his heart, and he is not amongst us. He don't walk amongst man. Well, he do, but he don't. You saying he had a good heart? Well, I mean, ninja, that's subjective. That's subjective. No, you don't know, Moy. You're saying that, well, we don't know that. Well, then I can say the same thing about you. And I'm playing devil's advocate. I really don't give a fuck. But, you're saying that, but listen, man. A truly good person, like let's say this for an example, right? Let's use a person like Michael Jackson, for instance, right? Despite them trying to put him under with child molestation charges that never really stuck and all of that stuff, most of it just remained rumors, right? Because despite him going through that, right, when Michael Jackson passed, the world got together, right? Michael Jackson was truly known as a person who was, like who brought people together, right? Who loved people, who wanted to see the best in people. Everybody that spoke of Michael Jackson spoke nothing but positive about him, right? When he died, you had people from Italy to Sweden to the United States to Canada to Japan shedding tears. I remember that like it was yesterday. It was televised like you thought that the world was, the sky was falling, right? Everybody mourned Michael Jackson. Everybody mourned Michael Jackson, right? And then when you have somebody like, what's the ninja name from South Africa? What's the ninja that they threw in prison and all that stuff? I forgot his name. Dang on, Mandela, right? Same thing with Mandela, right? When you truly are a person that's trying to bring people together and not operating under a propaganda machine, people are going to love you. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's use logical reasoning. Let's use logical reasoning. When he passed, right? And, take it how you want to take it. I don't care. But half the country dang on saying yes, celebrating. And then you got another half of the country, mourning and saying, oh my God, that was unfortunate. And how could they do this to the Christians and all of this stuff? So you had this other half of the country saying, fuck them, right? You had one side of the country saying, fuck that ninja, right? He was talking all that shit, talking about some, black people had low IQs, and he was talking all that shit, talking about some, this, that, and the third, that the left need to be this, and them Palestinian kids, they deserve this, and blah, blah, blase, blase, blah. The ninja was talking that shit, Shouts out to him. That was his freedom of speech. He can talk his shit all he want to. Yeah, let that ninja talk his shit. But like I said, words have consequences. So you have a side of the country that say, nah, we don't fuck with him. And then you got this other side, they wishy-washy because, some of them didn't even know who he was. They just know he was a good old Christian and Trump praised him, right? But then you have a real base that really followed him and really loved him. Shouts out to them, right? But there's no way that you can classify somebody as being a good person, right? A good person, that's subjective, right? When you have this group of people saying F you, and then you have this group of people saying, we liked him, we loved him. Nah, that's subjective. And I just gave you two examples how people across the world, across the globe, came together to mourn a person who they felt like was a true, genuine person. It's a difference. Let's not sit up here and act like there's not a difference. There's a difference. There's a complete difference. And people have the right to feel how they want to feel. But now the right is trying to tap into cancel culture, the same culture that they, quote unquote, try to get rid of. Now we're seeing cancel culture in the reverse. Come on now. Come on now. Many people love Mr. Kirk, and also maybe this will make people be more Christians. Hell no. The Christians are the most hateful, carnal motherfuckers on this planet, ninja. Right? Nah, I don't trust the Christians. Nah, they just gonna tap more into they hate, ninja. They're just gonna tap more into they hate. They're gonna practice that selective morality, ninja. That's what the Christians do. You can't trust no goddamn Christian, right? I can't trust no goddamn on Christian. I follow the teachings. I follow teachings, ninja. I don't follow these dang on religious folks. These religious folks will lead you straight into the dang on abyss. I promise you, ninja. I promise you. You said 200,000 people came together in the UK and love and pray for him. That's a lot of people. No, sir. No, they didn't. You got your facts all wrong. 200,000 people did not come together for Charlie Kirk. 200,000 people were already planned on it. There was already a pre-planned event. Charlie Kirk had happened right before that event happened. Right? So there was already an event happening, a march and all of that happening. They just so much that happened at the same time that a little bit more people came out. So no, that wasn't the event actually. So no, more that's factually wrong. No, they didn't come out for him. Off topic, why do you call Legion of Men Legion of Incels? Ninja, have you seen have you seen them ninjas? Hey man, Legion of Men is the Legion of Incels. Them ninjas ain't about nothing. Them ninjas just sit back, bro. They ain't nothing but a bunch of, bro. At this point, Legion of Men is a race baiter, right? He's leading young white men. Got to call it how it is. He's leading young white men off the cliff, right? He's not. He doesn't really give solutions. All he give is problems, right? He get young white men all riled up and all racial and all of that. That's what he tap into. It's a Legion of Incels, right? It's full of just on any given video. Just look at the comment section. A bunch of nobodies talking about every group of people in the world, but it's never white people, right? Talking about every group of people in the world. It's always a racial undertone. They always tap into, where we're the victims. Yeah, white men are the victims, and everybody else they're the perpetrators and the dang on blase. I'm not saying that Legion of Men don't have his shit. Right? I'm not saying that he don't, speak on some real stuff and, is factually correct, but that ninja, nah. Yeah, you must be missing a lot, ninja. You must be missing a lot. But he the Legion of Incels. Even outside of the racial undertones, the ninja just, bro, there's nothing, bro, and this not just Legion of Incels. It's not just a Legion of Incels. It's most of the red pill. Most of the red pill, I've already talked about this several times. I've talked about this several times. Most of the red pill is nothing but incels. Right? Red pill died years ago. Right? Men have gotten worse. Ninja. Men have gotten worse. I haven't watched him in years. Legion of Men is an OG channel. Yeah, he an OG channel, but he's trying to keep himself relevant by tapping into, bull crap. He don't really, man, that man ain't, he ain't no leader to me. He a leader of the incels, but he ain't no real leader like that. Most of these OGs, they don't stand for shit. They just trying to capture as much ad revenue as possible. Right? Niggas be trying to get on me. Oh, you trying to make money? You ain't trying to help the community? Ninja, hell no, ninja. Y'all pay up like y'all pay them ninjas. Right? People, but see, the thing is, when they hear me speak, they know I'm talking that shit. When motherfuckers hear me, they listen. And I'm talking about in real life. I command authority. These ninjas just behind computer screens. I promise you, I command authority in real life. In real life. These ninjas are low-key incels. Right? That ninja, and then mind you, this ninja, he posting all kinds of, political rhetoric that could get people killed out here. Mind you, this ninja is all the way in goddamn Poland. He all the way in goddamn Poland talking that shit. Yeah, it's easy to talk that shit when you really ain't on the ground. It's easy to talk that rhetoric when you all the way across seas, ninja. It's easy to say that. Right? It's easy to say that. The ninja all the way in Poland talking that shit, man. No. Right? That's cowardly to me. Right? You all the way in another country speaking on United States affairs. Ninja, you've been out the country for years. Right? Why are you even speaking on American shit? You ain't found another way to make money, ninja? God dang. You ain't found another way to make money, ninja? Right? You still speaking on United States affairs? Stay your ass in Poland. You ran, ninja. You ran, ninja. Stay over there, ninja. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your Polish bitch, ninja. Enjoy some Polish pussy and sit your bitch ass down. God damn. Ninja be over there talking all that shit. Yeah, you know, people got to make their money. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to him. Oh, it's Romania? I thought he was in Poland. I thought the ninja was in Poland. He may have moved. Poland, Romania, wherever, ninja. They neighbors. He over there in that area, ninja. He's somewhere. He in that area. He's somewhere over there. He ain't over here. He's somewhere. And it was one of them dang on countries. Don't you think Charlie Kirk death will make people want to be more loving and caring and neighborly? I see good values in Christianity, so why is that bad that people are sad about his death? I think you're missing a point. I think you're missing a point more. That's not what I said. No, that's not even remotely what I said. I said no. I said that people have the right to say how they feel. I didn't bash or demonize people for feeling sad. A dude died. Yeah, I would hope that people feel sad. I would hope that people have some dang on emotions. Yeah, people sad. Okay, but on the flip side, he was in the limelight and he also stood for something that people didn't agree with. Just like people are sad, other people have the right to feel how they feel. That's it. I said the emotions should be felt across the board. You get to feel sad, and then this other person, they get to feel happy, they get to feel relief, they get to feel wherever they feel like they want to. Right? That's how that works. You don't get to dictate how people feel about something. Right? You don't get to dictate people's social media profile. You don't get to do that. They get to say what they feel. That's my only point. I'm not saying that people, hell no, I'm not saying that people shouldn't feel sad, right? I'm not saying that people shouldn't feel sad at all. Yeah, if that's your kid, that's your son, right? That's your whatever friend, close friend. Yeah, you got every right to feel however you want to feel, of course. But if you literally talking about the whole spectrum, that's what I'm talking about. Right? People get to feel mad, people get to feel sad, people get to feel glad, right? I said, I get that, but I mean, maybe they want the celebration of death to stop so there's less violence. That's what I meant to say. Nah, see, and that's what I mean. This is what this topic is about. This is what this topic is about. Selective morality. And this is the conundrum that we're in. Blood is on America's hand, right? Blood is on America's hands. America don't get to dictate what is what. The Christians, nobody gets to dictate that at all. If America and Americans come to the conclusion that we fucked up on a lot of shit. We don't went overseas, right? Literally destroyed countries, killed people, right? Destroyed people, destroyed groups of people, wiped them off the face of the planet. Until America comes to grasp with the blood that America has shed, America will never be on one page. America will never be on one page. You don't get to not have emotions for this group of people, but then when somebody that looks like you or shares the same religion as you, right, or shares the same faith as you, die, you want everybody else to feel bad for you, right? Or better yet, you want everybody else to have empathy, right? Empathy for you, right? Don't get messed up and your panties in a bunch when those same group of people, right, that you was telling to get up off your ass, pick yourself up by your bootstrap, right? This event was a long time ago, right? Don't get mad when those same group of people say, hey, nah, fuck you. That's simple logic to me. See, if you understand human nature, that's how human nature works. That's why I continue to reiterate, right, this 360 negative vibration that we're in. right? It's nonstop. Why is it nonstop? Well, because the original people that caused that caused a lot of the atrocities, ninja, they only rinsed their hands. They never came to terms with or came to the admittance or the accountability of what has been done, not just in the United States, but around the world. But now you want everybody else to just somehow just all of a sudden feel sorry. No, it's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. Right? It sounds good, but it's not going to happen. And you got the same Christians. You got the same Christians, man. Some of these Christians, man, they ain't real Christians, right? A lot of these people, they preaching more hate than love. They preaching more divisiveness, than love, right? You can't be a Christian and love politics. No, you can't be a Christian and love Trump. No, you can't be a Christian and love Biden. No. Now, if either one of these leaders truly stood up for, actual like people being together, actually stood up for the country and bringing people together, actually stood up for what's right, then that's a different story. But we have leaders that don't stand for shit. You can't be, you damn sure can't be and think that Trump is okay. I'm sorry. It's impossible. It's impossible. Right? And this is the kind of awakening that America needs. They need the after pill. They need the after pill because the after pill is going to tell it how it is objectively, right? Objectively, right? I don't have any dog in a fight with you left and right morons, right? With you conservative and then liberal, like morons. I don't have a dog in that fight. But the dog that I do have in the fight is wanting to see people rise up in a good way, in a good manner. Wanting to see men from all creeds and colors come together and understand that y'all were never the enemies in the first place. It was bigger than that. That's my mission. That's my goal. Right? To help men, to help people. Right? Not to help black people, not to help white people, not to help Asian people, not to help Korean people, to help people. Right? But see, the thing is, America is gangland. America's gangland. America is obsessed. America's a very demonic place. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And this is why I talk about the selective morality, the selective outrage. Americans pick and choose who they mourn. Americans pick and choose who get to do what and who gets to do this and who gets to get away with this, right? On any given Sunday, if you catch a felony, your ass can't get a dang on job for shit. You get ostracized from society, but let it be somebody that you like. Let it be a president. Let it be somebody who, with billions of dollars, who was convicted, not by a judge, but by his peers in a trial of his peers, not by a judge, right? People still put him in office, right? People still rode it to the end. He was still allowed to run. You don't get to pick and choose. And this is why this is a slippery slope, right? It didn't just start with Charlie Kirk. It didn't just start there. No. Americans have been picking and choosing for the longest time. Right? Say, I bet Trump creates a federal holiday out of Charlie Kirk thing, call it. yeah, he gonna do it. He gonna do it. He definitely gonna do it. He definitely gonna do it. But that's what I'm saying, boy. That's what I'm saying. It's a slippery slope, man. And until America come to terms with the absolute atrocities that is on her hands, then this will continue to be a slippery slope. And people are going to continue to pick sides. People are going to continue to, yep, this is my side, this is your side. Right? People are going to continue to choose politics like it's a fucking gang. That's what it is in America. Everybody want to talk about inner city gangs and all that, man. Politics is one of the biggest recruiters of gangs in the dang on world. Come on now. Politics have gotten absolutely crazy nowadays. So Solomon says, bro, what about the atrocities everywhere else in the world, bro? Every country has a fucked up history. What's the solution? Motherfucker, uh, hey, are we not talking about America in here or what? I'm an American. I'm an American. I'm not talking about the rest of the world right now. You talk about what everybody has the ninja. I'm not from Sweden, ninja. I'm not from Sudan. I'm not from Nigeria. I'm not from Philippines, ninja. I'm from America. I don't know about the rest of the world. I will get there when I get there, ninja. What about the atrocities everywhere else in the world, bro? We ain't talking about. See, ninja. This is what I'm talking about. If you're truly asking about the atrocities all over the world, if you're truly asking, right, the thing to do will first to get your shit in order. You saying what about the atrocities everywhere else in the world, ninja? I guarantee you, America probably has something to do with it. I'm sure America has something to do with it if it's something going on in another part of the world. I'm sure, right? But if you're truly asking what about the atrocities all over everywhere else in the world, first thing first, get your own backyard together. And that's the problem with America. America don't never get their shit in order. America never gets their shit in order before we want to invade somebody else's airspace. That's the main problem with both sides. They cheer when they're a school shooter, murder from groups they hate. Murder is murder no matter what. Yeah, that's a big issue. That's where we have gotten. That's where we have gotten. Bro, this is gangland. This is gang warfare. I'm gonna call it how I see it. Politics is no different from the Crips and the goddamn Bloods, especially in the 90s. Especially in the 90s. Solomon says, you're right. There's probably some American influence. Nah, not some, a lot. I will work on my backyard, so to speak. I agree with you on 95% of what you're saying. Yeah, I don't expect everybody to agree with everything that I'm saying. I'm just speaking my perspective, right? And I expect you to dissect whatever you want to dissect and, garner your own worldview. You can add to it, you can subtract to it, but my job is to help you see, not agree. We may not agree with everything that I say, but I want you to see things from what I am saying. So then you can see things for yourself and be like, oh, I remember he said that. Or I may not agree necessarily with this, but you know what? I like that he said that, and I'm gonna take that with me. That's my job. Mumbling said, because as an American, I'm sick of American pissing on my leg while telling me it's raining. Other countries are more honest about their history and state of affairs. Boom. There we go. That's the difference. That's the difference. See, America's propaganda, right? They love to market America as this shiny, this shiny diamond that nothing happens, nothing still doesn't happen, right? That the backyard don't stink. It's like seeing some fake reviews. Mars, you're too late with that. You're too late. I've had several. I've dropped like 3-4 videos on that already. Right, but if you want it simple, and straight to the point, I have no dog in that fight. It was atrocious that he was murdered. Murder's atrocious in general. But I mean, as far as the whole political atmosphere and all that stuff, I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. I'm indifferent on it. I don't care. But back to what other dude said. Yeah, other countries are more honest about their history than America. Germany came to terms with their history, right? Germany came to terms with it so much so that if you were ever to be caught doing any kind of salute or anything of that magnitude or any kind of association, you will get penalized by the law in a harsh way. They have laws for that now. Same goes with places like South Africa, places that have had, civil wars and, bro, the rest of the world is way more honest with their history than the United States, right? You got Colombia. Colombia's way is more honest with their history, right? Come on now. United States want to hide. United States like to put bandages on it. Like United States like to put bandages on it. You said so that should be here too. If you burn an American flag, you go to jail. I don't necessarily agree. I don't necessarily agree because we're the land of the free. If I want to burn an American flag, I'm gonna burn an American flag. Burning an American flag is not necessarily burning an American flag is not necessarily anti-American. It's a form of protest, just like flipping the flag upside down. It's a form of protest. Not saying that you hate America per se. Now, I get that some people may have done it for that reason, but burning the flag may not necessarily mean that you hate America or that you're anti-America. It is a form of protest, which should be protected by the Constitution. But, Trump got other ideas, right? So I don't necessarily agree. I believe that you should be able to burn the flag. I may feel a way about it as someone who served, right? But that's your right to be able to do that, right? I believe that that the Confederate flag should be banned before anything talking about any kind of American flag, right? As an American, right? And people who fought in America, right, for an anti-America establishment, right? The dang on Confederate flag should be outright banned. They were treasonous. Everything that they did, they committed treason, atrocities. Anybody caught supporting the Confederate should face harsh penalties. Right? That's American to me. Right? Making laws to ban a side that went against the interest of America. Absolutely. But America, once again, picking and choosing, selective morality, picking and choosing. We know what the Confederate flag stands for. We knew what the Confederates stood for. But you don't see a ban on that, do you? You don't see a ban on treasoners, right? Yahtzee flag should be banned too. Yahtzee flag should be banned. We lost hundreds of thousands of Americans fighting the war against Germany, right? That should be banned. Absolutely. That's not even if, ands, or the buts. That's far beyond you thinking that you can exercise freedom of speech. That's far beyond that. No, we gotta treasoners. We lost blood over that. Now go. You gotta go, ninja. You gotta go. Where do we draw the line? It's too lawless and maybe too much freedom is no good. Now see that. Now that's when you jump down. That's where we jump into some high level critical thinking. Now we're talking, ninja. Now we're talking. And this is my whole point. Where do we draw the line? Right? Because being selectively moral is not going to get nobody anywhere. There needs to be clear guidelines, right? Because maybe perhaps too much freedom is too much freedom, right? Because you can log online, and this is what I mean by selective morality. You can log online and see hundreds and thousands of murders, right? You can see all kinds of beheadings. You can see all kinds of shootings, right? You can see some footage from the dang on Ukrainian-Russian war, right? You can see some cartello situations. You can see all of that online, right? You can see some crazy stuff online. You can see you probably come across some woman getting grapes, right? Right? You probably come across all kinds of stuff. But hold up, a ninja get assassinated and that's where we draw the line? No, why we gotta draw the line there? Right? Everybody get to make all kinds of jokes. You get to make all kinds of LGBTQ jokes. You get to make all kinds of hard ER jokes. You can make all kinds of cartoons and everything funny. Everything funny. Right? You can get online and joke about, look at these ninjas over there shooting each other. Look at this shit. Ha ha ha. Ninjas gonna be ninjas. Right? You can do all of that shit. But once a ninja get hit in his neck, right? Oh, we drawing a line. No, he was a good guy. No, he was white. Let's call a spade a spade. He was a white Christian. That's what it is. Everybody want to dance around it. Nah, he was a white Christian man. That's what it is. Stop dancing around shit. Stop trying to act like shit ain't what it is. Stop playing, right? I'm not finna sugarcoat shit. That's what it was. He was a white Protestant Christian, right? White Protestant Christian, and that's what it is. Now everybody in outrage. Oh shit! Oh no! What y'all so shocked for, Ninja? 15% of the population, 75% of the goddamn global atrocities, motherfucker. Yeah, what did you expect, Ninja? 15% of the population, right? 75% of the goddamn global atrocities, displacement, murders, mass murder, global wars, diseases, Ninja. Yeah, what did you expect? Yeah, they Ninja offed them. Stop pretending like shit ain't what it is. Because I'm going to call it exactly how I see it. It is what it is. Right? And, you know, white people in general, right? Not of course not calling all white people, but white people like to pretend like, you know, they shit don't stink or blood is not on their hands or that somehow they're above, you know, reproach. You said what's 15% of the population, Ninja? White people are 15% of the global population, Ninja. They are a minority in the world. If you didn't know, Ninja, that's why Ninja's crashing out, Ninja. Duh. Come on now. That's why Ninja's crashing out, Ninja. They trying to preserve themselves, Ninja. Come on now. Pay attention, Ninja. Where you been at? Right? Why you think Trump got in, Ninja? Come on now. Where have you been, boy? Duh. Right? You didn't know this? That's why Trump got in, Ninja. Trying to preserve whiteness in America, motherfucker. Come on now. Call it how it is. Trying to do the same thing in Europe. But you know, truth be told, you know, sometimes your eggs come to hatch. Sometimes you can't escape what the world has already, you know, ordained for you. Right? And that's what people need to understand. Sometimes you do, sometimes you will absolutely pay for the sins of your ancestors. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm not, of course, don't try to say, oh, you're a proponent of the erasure. You're a proponent of the erasure of white people. You're a proponent of white No, Ninja, no, I'm not. No. I'm a lover of all, unlike a lot of people. I'm a lover of all. Right? I'm a lover of all. But I'm a damn sure tell the truth. I'm a damn sure tell the truth. So take this how you want to, right? I'm just telling y'all ninjas how it is. Right? It's an evil world we live in. Right? Keep your head on a swivel. Y'all see I'm looking left and right. You know, ninjas out here sniping, ninjas like sniping content creators. So ninja looking left and right, making sure no ninja ain't behind me and all that. Right? So Moore says, I didn't know. I thought white people are everywhere. My bad. No, white people are only in Australia, Europe, and America. Right? And then you have some derivatives of Asian that may be they may be classified as white, but not really. Then you have some areas of South America. You have some Mexicans that definitely can be white leaning. You have places like Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay. They have a white population. But besides that, everybody else in the world is brown. Right? India, biggest brown population in the world. Then, of course, you got all of Africa. Right? Then you have, of course, Southeast Asia, the Philippines, Taiwan. Right? You have they're some derivative of brown. Then you have Japan and Chinese, right? Not directly classified as white, they're Asian, right? More so yellowish, yellow hue, right? Not white. But you do have some places like, Serbia, right? Have some mix of Asian and people from the Caucasus, diaspora, but that's about it. That's about it. But as far as real, I appreciate that, Tayar. As far as real, just white European, just really strictly, uh, just Europe and Australia and America, just to be clear and concise, right? Asians don't really. I know Asians, they love to worship whiteness, but they're not really classified as white. Not really classified as white. Chinese is Chinese. Japanese is Japanese. Clear indications. Then of course Southeast Asia, most of them are brown, right? Taiwanese people are, can be lighter skin, lighter tone, all the way down to darker skin, right? And that goes for everywhere else in the world. So isn't it good they want to preserve themselves? Yes, it's good. It's good when you want to preserve yourself, but while you're trying to preserve yourself, you're trying to make it seem like everybody else is just a stain on the world and you're just the god of the world, right? While you're trying to put everybody else down in an ever-changing world, no, then we have a problem. Then now the world has a problem with you, right? Which you have to take more, you have to take all accounts into it, right? Am I saying that they're doing the wrong thing by trying to preserve themselves? No. But it is the way that they're going about trying to preserve themselves. And if you really want to preserve yourself, then Europe needs to be made great again, right? Europe is for Europeans. America is not for Europeans, even though it was founded upon, European settlement, right? But America is not for European. America is for the settler. America is for the immigrant, right? That's who America is for. You can't even talk about America without talking about the enslaved. It's impossible. You can't talk about America without talking about the natives. You can't. All people should want to preserve their culture, don't you think? I don't think you listen to me. I have no issue with somebody who is trying to preserve their culture. What I do find issue with the atrocities. I do find issue with racism. I do find issue with discrimination. I do find issue with trying to put other people down. I do find issue with propaganda. That's what I find issue with. Right? That's the history. That's the history. Right? And clearly, I have no problem with anybody, right? I'm a lover of all, right? Lover of all. Even if some people may not love me, I'm a lover of all. And I want to see people come together. I'm not divisive at all, but the truth will hit like a sword. The truth will hit like a sword. Jay, what's going on? But one thing we do have to acknowledge is, that what's going on right now is not necessarily good, right? And the old way of thinking, see, and this Charlie Kirk also stood for a transformation, right? People have to understand that, bro, the world is moving. The world is moving fast, and the old ideas are shedding away. Right? I believe in purposeful actions. I believe in intentions. I believe that things are done the way that it's supposed to be done. Right? The earth is alive. Right? It thinks and breathes on its own. Right? The trees are alive. Right? The air you breathe, everything is alive. The very atoms, that are in the atmosphere, everything is alive. Everything is alive. You may not believe that, but it is. And one thing about it, based on everybody's energies, based on human interactions, based on how we're moving in the world, right? The world will react. Now, whether that be in a world unseen, and it can be in a world that we do see. But either way, Ninja, things are meant to happen the way that they're supposed to. And the problem with men, right? All men, is that men need to learn how to adapt. Now, especially white men. White men are in a very odd predicament, right? Because they are so used to being in control, right? Let's tell the truth. White men are so used to being in control. And if the shoe fits, if the shoe fits. But the youth, the young white men, now they're coming up in a world that is it's not the world that their grandfathers were in, right? They grew up in a world where they had power, they had control, right? They had control over their women, right? Now you see Becky and them, they bouncing on whatever dick they want to, right? They used to have control and power, over, this, over that. And, and in all out honesty, that's still true to a certain extent, but they no longer hold that same status as they once did. So they're in a very weird predicament. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're a white youth watching me, right, Nick Fuentes ain't gonna help you. They ain't gonna Charlie Kirk ain't gonna help you, right? You're gonna have to tap into yourself, right? We have no real leaders out here. You're not gonna have a real leader. A lot of these guys, they're gonna want to exploit, your deficiencies. They're gonna want to exploit, where you feel like you fall short, and they're gonna make money off of that, right? There's gonna be a big industry, a big machine, and then you can debate this, whether or not the Charlie Kirk was, yeah, and Nick is a Mexican. God damn it. Right. Nick is a dang on mutt. Nick is a mutt talking about white supremacy, please. Right? The ninja about 5 foot tall, dang on scrawny as hell, right? Ninja he ain't even an Andrew Tate mutt, ninja. At least Andrew Tate, 6'3", 6'4", got dang on muscled up. He got his Bugatti, right? Bad bitches, right? Nick Fuentes, dang on little scrawny as motherfucking Muppet, right? The ninja looked like the ninja from the Lord of the Rings. What's that ninja name? My precious. That ninja be hunched over like a goddamn like a little bitty Skeletor, like Skeletor kid ninja. Bro, the nigga don't get no bitches at all. Like, bro, this is who y'all want to represent y'all? Okay, y'all are gonna be even lost. Y'all gonna be even more lost following Nick Mexican mutt ass. Come on now. Yeah, and Andrew, yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least Andrew Tate admits that he a mutt. At least Andrew Tate, yeah, like, ninja, yeah, my mama laid with a ninja, and then here I am, ninja. Right? And Nick Fuentes swear up and down, nah, I'm white. I'm white. Just like the Mexicans be trying to do. Nah, we're white. Nah, ninja, you Mexican. Shut up. You ain't white, ninja, you Mexican. No, man. But anyway, let me go up and get out of here. It's been nice having this conversation with y'all. We had some jokes. Got some jokes out, but all out seriousness. Do your best to help your fellow man. White, black, brown, whatever. Mexican, Chinese. Do your best to help your fellow man. Because men have fallen out here, man. Men have fallen. And all men need help. All men are lost right now, especially the young men. They have no true leaders, right? I mean, they got the after pill, but they got to discover me, right? But no true leaders out here, so they're gonna have to, a lot of men lost their way. They're not getting women, right? Marriages are dead, families are dead, right? The world is different. Women think completely different. They don't want the same things, right? It's just a new world, man. It's a new world. So they trying to bring that. Men want the old world to come back where they have the power and the control. Ninja, it ain't gonna happen like that. But anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.